8 methods. When it comes to relationships, Sigma males are a different breed entirely. They're not beta males, the cooperative, supportive types who frequently find themselves playing second fiddle. Or alpha males, the confident, assertive leaders who rule social situations. Instead, these men are the lone wolves of the social landscape. Sigma M's revenge when she plays hard to get. Ever wondered why some men seem to operate outside the typical social hierarchy? The introverted types who find their worth within themselves. They don't look to others for validation or approval. Instead, they find it within themselves. They're self-sufficient, independent, and introspective. They don't neatly fit into societal norms, and in the context of relationships, they're perfectly fine with that. The approach taken by Sigma males is similarly unconventional in that they don't let games of love or the pull and tug of attraction influence them. Instead, they let things happen naturally and at their own pace, not chasing after women or playing hard to get. Instead, they're interested in finding a genuine connection that connects with them on a deeper level. However, what happens when a woman plays hard to get with a Sigma male? Does he play along or walk away? Does he interpret the situation as a challenge or an indication of incompatibility? The results may surprise you, as you can see. When it comes to relationships and love, Sigma men have their own set of rules. They don't follow the conventional wisdom. Instead, they make up their own. They're not into the chase or the game. Instead, they're interested in authenticity, depth, and genuine connection. Therefore, how do Sigma independence men respond when a woman plays hard to get when they don't follow the rules? Let's examine this fascinating subject. Come along as we look at the 8 ways that Sigma men react to women that play hard. Buckle up. This will be an eye-opening ride. Remember to press the subscribe button. To begin with, Sigma men cherish their independence. It's ingrained in their very being and is a fundamental aspect of who they are. Independence is more than just being independent or desiring solitude. It's a way of thinking that shapes the way they interact with the world and, in particular, how they pursue romantic relationships with women who play the hard to get. The Sigma man's response to a situation is frequently different from what she might anticipate. He doesn't view it as a task to be completed but rather as a game he enjoys playing. Because he is content with his identity and won't compromise his integrity or waste his time on. A Sigma male is willing to put time and effort into a relationship, but only if he sees clear signs of mutual interest and respect. Playing hard to get can often come across as disinterest or lack of respect, and that's not something a Sigma male is likely to tolerate. Instead, he might distance himself, pull away, or simply not engage in the game at all. He won't chase or beg for attention. Instead, he'll focus on his own life, his own interests. He doesn't want approval from others to feel good about himself. He is quite happy being by himself. This is not to say that Sigma males are cold or heartless. Rather, they are capable of deeply meaningful relationships and have emotional needs. But they will not compromise their independence or self-respect to satisfy those needs because they believe in genuine connections, authenticity, and mutual respect. In conclusion, a Sigma male's response to a woman who plays the hard game is greatly influenced by his independent nature. If she is genuinely interested, she must demonstrate it without trickery or manipulation. Otherwise, she may find him walking away, not because he doesn't care, but rather because he respects himself too much to settle for anything less than a sincere, genuine connection. The independence of the Sigma male frequently implies that he won't pursue someone who doesn't show up. Second, and perhaps most importantly, Sigma men are known for their patience. This patience is not just a front or calculated move in the game of love. Rather, it is an innate quality of their character and a testament to their deep understanding of the rhythms of life. The rhythms of life. Sigma men are the epitome of the proverb, "Good things come to those who wait." They are not in a rush to get into relationships or to impress others. Rather, they are content with who they are and are willing to wait for a connection that feels right. They don't pursue quantity over quality. Instead, they seek lasting connections rather than transient ones. Their patience isn't a sign of weakness or passivity, on the other hand. It's a sign of strength and self-assurance that they know their worth and they won't settle for anything less. To some, however, this patience could be mistaken for indifference. They understand that love is like a beautiful flower. It takes time to bloom. They don't want to get into partnerships right away, which some people may mistake for a lack of desire, but this couldn't be further from the reality. Sigma men are just picky. They don't want to play games or go on emotional roller coasters. They don't want to be in a relationship because that's social pressure. They're the quiet observers, the ones who wait and watch, taking their time to understand and peel back the layers of the person. They're not in a rush to reach the destination, believing in enjoying the journey because they know that the right person will understand and appreciate their pace. Until someone truly special comes along, they're content with their own company. Sigma men are aware that respect and patience are the cornerstones of any successful relationship, and they are prepared to invest the time and energy necessary to create this foundation. They don't seek out the ideal partner. Rather, they seek out the right partner, someone who honors their uniqueness and respects their pace. For Sigma men, patience is a virtue. It's a characteristic that distinguishes their relationship style. Thirdly, when it comes to the complex dance of courtship, Sigma men are analytical. This trait is as fundamental to who they are as the air they breathe. In particular, when a woman plays hard to get, the male doesn't just react. Instead, he withdraws to his mental fortress to analyze and comprehend the circumstances. The mental fortress woman piques his interest, but she is acting evasive, playing coy, and giving mixed signals. A typical response would be anger or snap decisions, but for the Sigma male, this presents a puzzle and a challenge to solve. He delves deeply into the matter, scrutinizing her words, actions, and silences to determine why she is acting this way. What may she be thinking or feeling? The Sigma man is interested in finding the answers to these problems because his intellect functions like a well-oiled machine. What may be the underlying causes of her behavior? He is always taking in and assessing information because he thinks understanding is powerful and that making well-informed judgments is crucial. The Sigma man slowly gathers and evaluates information before formulating an opinion or taking action. He doesn't leap to conclusions or make snap judgments. Instead, he looks deeper to see beyond the apparent. The tendency for Sigma men to overthink things can be both a strength and a weakness. On the one hand, it helps them comprehend people and situations more deeply, which enables them to handle complex social dynamics with grace and finesse. On the other hand, it can occasionally result in overthinking or overanalyzing, which can be mentally training in the love game. While Sigma males may not always be the most outgoing or the ones to send flowers or write heartfelt love letters, when they do, it's always well considered and well calculated, founded on a thorough understanding of both the circumstance and the person they're interested in. For Sigma males, understanding is crucial. Even in the game of love, understanding the game's rules, the participants' goals, and the dynamics at work for them is just as important as winning or losing. They always consider several moves ahead because they see love as a chessboard rather than a battleground. Self-belief. Fourth, one characteristic that distinguishes Sigma males from other people is their innate self-confidence, which permeates every aspect of their lives. Unlike many others, however, Sigma males derive their self-assurance from within, knowing their own value and capabilities. This self-assurance is what makes them stand out in the dating and relationship world. This self-assured nature manifests itself in a unique way. A Sigma male doesn't require constant validation from the woman. He's interested in because he knows that his value isn't dependent on her approval or disapproval. This doesn't mean he's indifferent to her or dismissive of her feelings. It means he has the patience to understand that a relationship isn't a test of his worth but rather a chance for mutual growth and companionship. When a woman works hard to win the Sigma male, he doesn't view this as a challenge to his self-esteem or a test he must pass. Rather, he respects her decision and acknowledges her right to set the pace of the relationship his self-assured nature allows him to handle. This self-assurance also means that Sigma males are less likely to resort to revenge or play small games when a woman plays hard to get. They understand that everyone has their own journey and timing. A Sigma male doesn't see the need to manipulate or pressure someone into reciprocating his feelings. He respects her autonomy and her choices, even if they don't align with his desires. However, it's important to note that this self-assured nature isn't an excuse for complacency or a lack of effort. Sigma men are aware that relationships take time and effort. Because of their self-assured demeanor, Sigma guys are eager to put in the work necessary for partnerships. But they also recognize that these relationships require patience and mutual respect. Sigma men don't have to prove anything to anyone since they know their value and are content with who they are. Fifth, a Sigma guy is genuinely defined by this inner confidence. What does it mean that Sigma males are nonconformists who play by the rules set by society, particularly when it comes to the dating game? These people are known for their independence and self-reliance, which even extends into their romantic relationships. For a Sigma male, the idea of playing hard to get can be very alien. They don't see the point in playing these G games because they believe that genuine connections are more important than the thrill of the chase. But that doesn't mean they're not interested in pursuing a relationship. It simply means that they aren't interested in the theatrics that usually accompany it. When a Sigma male expresses interest in a woman, he does so in his own special way, which frequently entails open and honest communication. This nonconformity, however, can be misinterpreted. Some may see it as aloofness or disinterest, but that is far from the truth. Sigma males are just as capable of deep affection and strong emotions as any other man. They just express them differently. It's also important to note that Sigma males are not easily swayed by societal expectations. They do not feel the need to fit into traditional role. What does this entail, therefore, in terms of the dating game? For a Sigma male, the idea of playing hard to get can be rather alien. They don't see the point in playing these G games because they believe that genuine connections are more important than the thrill of the chase. But this doesn't mean they aren't interested in pursuing a relationship. It only means that the theatrics that generally go along with it don't interest them. A Sigma guy usually shows interest in a woman in his own unique manner, which usually involves being forthright and honest in his communication. However, this nonconformity might be misunderstood. While some may mistake it for aloofness or disinterest, that is not the case. Though they may display their feelings in various ways, Sigma guys are just as capable of intense love and passionate emotions as any other man. It's also critical to recognize that Sigma guys do not feel pressure to conform to traditional roles and are resistant to being influenced by social expectations. In summary, the Sigma men, nonconformity is an important aspect of who they are. It influences how they relate to others and engage with the outside world. Although they may not fit the traditional mold, this is what makes them special. Sixth, one characteristic of Sigma guys is their nonconformity, which also carries over into their romantic relationships. When a woman plays hard to get a Sigma male, he will respect her personal space. In the complex dance of romance, a Sigma male stands out for his profound respect for personal space. This respect encompasses not only physical boundaries but also emotional and mental spaces. It's about acknowledging an individual's autonomy, right to make decisions, and capacity to live their own lives. Men recognize that everyone has their own speed and comfort level in relationships. So when a woman tries too hard to get a Sigma, he doesn't see it as a hurdle to conquer but rather as a clear warning to back off. He can read the signs and appreciates. A Sigma male will respect her personal space by not invading her space or attempting to force a connection, understanding that a meaningful relationship cannot be hurried or forced. This respect for personal space is also demonstrated by the way Sigma males interact with others. They will not impose their opinions or beliefs on others, and they will not put up with anyone forcing their thoughts on them. In a society where people are frequently under pressure to fit in and follow the herd, they recognize the value of maintaining personal boundaries and uphold them. Male Sigma philos, they are fearless in leaving situations that don't align with their beliefs or limits. They are self-assured, self-reliant, and above all, considerate of others' personal space. They march to the beat of their own drum. To a Sigma male, a woman playing hard to get is not a sign of defeat or disinterest. Rather, it's a sign of mutual respect, understanding, and space for personal growth. Therefore, when a Sigma male backs off when a woman plays hard to get, it's not an indication of weakness or indifference. Rather, it's evidence of their direct approach, respect for her privacy, and sense of autonomy. In fact, Sigma males uphold this core value even when it comes to romantic relationships. One of the characteristics that distinguishes a Sigma male is their value of transparency and straightforwardness. They prefer to cut through the clutter and get to the core of things in relationships, which is evident in the way they handle women who play hard to get. While some may view this as a seductive game involving a dance of attraction and retreat, a Sigma male views it as an unnecessary complication that stands in the way of open and honest communication. As people who value their time and energy, Sigma guys don't have time for games. Instead, they would rather spend it with a partner who is prepared to be honest with them. The Sigma male is likely to address a woman who plays hard to get by not playing along or chasing, but rather confronting the situation head-on. Expressing his interest, making his intentions clear, and asking her to do the same. They prefer a partner who is as straightforward as they are, someone who is willing to communicate openly and honestly. This might come across as harsh or unromantic to some, but it's just the Sigma male's method of maintaining his integrity and making sure that he and his prospective partner are compatible. He believes in establishing a relationship based on mutual respect and understanding rather than on games and manipulation. For some women who are sick of the games and the uncertainty that may accompany dating, this straightforward approach can be a breath of fresh air. Self-sufficiency for others might be difficult, but regardless of how it's received, he needs to step up and be as direct and honest as possible. The Sigma man's forthright manner is a mirror of his character. He is a guy who values truthfulness, openness, and direct communication. He is a man who won't spend his time on anything less than a sincere relationship. Ultimately, Sigma guys are self-sufficient. Now, let's explore the true meaning of this claim. The capacity to stand alone is fundamental to the character of a Sigma guy. They don't need the validation, companionship, or acceptance of others to feel whole. Instead, they are secure in their own talents, at ease in their own company, and comfortable in their own skin. Because of their inherent power that distinguishes them from other kinds of men, Sigma males are self-sufficient. Thus, their reactions to women who try hard to win them over are very different from what you might anticipate. Instead of neediness, feverish pursuit, or despair, there is patience, understanding, and respect. Sigma men don't chase because they know that each person has their own speed, path, and choice about what to show you. Solitude is something that Sigma men cherish rather than fear. For them, solitude is a place of refuge and growth rather than a prison. They don't need other people to fill a void because there isn't one to be filled. If a woman chooses to play hard to get a Sigma male, she is unlikely to feel hurt or rejected. Because they won't take it personally. Because they recognize that it's her decision and her right, they respect her autonomy in the same way that they respect their own. In the love game, the beauty of being a Sigma male is that their self-sufficiency is not a wall that keeps others out but a foundation that keeps them stable. It's not a defense mechanism but a tool for self-growth. It's not about being detached but about being whole within oneself. Sigma males are known for their self-sufficiency, which makes them immune to the typical games of love. Instead, they have their own set of rules and are comfortable playing the game their way. What then have we learned about Sigma men and how they respond to women who work hard to get well? We have explored the mystery surrounding Sigma men, discovering their independence and how they don't follow social norms. They also demonstrate a rare level of patience as they wait for the right opportunity to act. Finally, we have witnessed how their analytical minds function, analyzing situations and seeing past appearances. Finally, we have witnessed how self-assured and confident they are in their choices and abilities. This self-assurance results from their nonconformity, from their failure to live up to standards that contradict their values. Finally, their self-sufficiency is evident in their lack of need for external validation. We have seen their respect for personal space and their knowledge that everyone needs some alone time. With their own dating style, Sigma guys serve as a reminder that there are other paths through the complicated world of attraction and love.